What if I told you that some of the world's most magical destinations are also the most affordable, especially in the colder months? In this video, we'll cover 50 of the cheapest winter destinations around the world, and some of these will surprise you. 1. Prague, Czech Republic. Prague in winter feels like walking into a snow globe. The Gothic towers, cobblestone lanes, and the iconic Charles Bridge look magical when dusted with snow. And unlike Western Europe, Prague stays surprisingly affordable. Here's the breakdown. A hearty Czech meal of goulash and dumplings runs about $6 to $8. A pint of the world's best beer? Barely $2. Mid-range hotels average around $45 a night in winter, and hostels go as low as $10. Transportation is cheap, too. Grab a 24-hour unlimited metro and tram pass for just $5. Why winter? Well, summer is overcrowded and pricey. But in winter, you'll have the Charles Bridge almost to yourself at sunrise, and the old town square glows with festive lights during the Christmas market. Mulled wine stalls pop up everywhere, and you can skate on outdoor rinks surrounded by medieval architecture. The airport bus plus metro is just $2 compared to $25 in a cab. And here's a pro move: many of Prague's museums and galleries cut entry fees in winter to attract visitors. Prague isn't just cheap, it's Europe's fairy tale bargain. 2. Budapest, Hungary. Few cities are as perfect in winter as Budapest. Imagine sitting in steaming hot water while snowflakes fall around you. That's the famous Széchenyi thermal baths. Entry costs around $20, but there are smaller, more local baths for half that price. Food is hearty, filling, and budget-friendly. A bowl of goulash soup is $4, and a full restaurant meal is about $7 to $9. Street food like chimney cakes or langos, fried bread with sour cream and cheese, is $2 to $3. Hostels start at $12 a night, and cozy hotels hover around $40 to $50. The Budapest Christmas market is one of Europe's best. St. Stephen's Basilica gets covered in light shows, and you can grab mulled wine for just $2 a cup. The Danube River at night, with the Parliament building glowing in gold lights, is completely free and unforgettable. Buy a Budapest City card. It includes unlimited public transport plus free entry to museums, starting at $15 for 24 hours. Budapest combines elegance, history, and relaxation, all at bargain prices. 3. Krakow, Poland. Krakow might just be the best budget destination in Europe. Hostels here can be found for $8 a night, and even boutique hotels are under $50. Eating out is almost too cheap. A sit-down dinner with pierogi, soup, and a beer can be $10 total. In winter, the city transforms into a cozy wonderland. The Rynek Główny, main square, is lined with Christmas stalls selling hot mulled wine for $2 and grilled asipek cheese for $1. Horse-drawn carriages clip-clop across the cobblestones, and snow adds an extra layer of charm to Wawel Castle. Visit St. Mary's Basilica, wander the Jewish quarter of Kazimierz, and take a day trip to Auschwitz for important history. Even guided tours are affordable, starting around $15. Nightlife is where Krakow surprises most travelers. It's one of Europe's cheapest party cities, with beers averaging $2 and shots of vodka going for less than $1. Many of Krakow's museums are free on certain days of the week. Plan accordingly and you'll save even more. Krakow gives you culture, history, and nightlife, without draining your wallet. 4. Sofia, Bulgaria. Sofia is one of Europe's most underrated winter destinations, and if you love skiing without alpine price tags, this city is a jackpot. Just 30 minutes away sits Vaitasha Mountain, where ski passes cost around $20 a day compared to $150 plus in Switzerland. You can literally spend the morning skiing and the afternoon sipping coffee in a centuries-old city. Food in Sofia is cheap and hearty. Think banitsa, a flaky pastry stuffed with cheese, for $1, or a full Bulgarian meal with soup, salad, and meat for under $7. Accommodation is also a steal. Hostels start at $9, and mid-range hotels hover around $30 to $40 per night. Fewer tourists, cozy taverns, and snow-dusted Orthodox churches. You'll also find Sofia's mineral baths extra appealing in colder months. Budget hack: download a rideshare app instead of hailing taxis. Locals complain about scams, but apps lock in the price, usually under $5 for most city rides. 5. Bucharest, Romania. Bucharest is often nicknamed the Paris of the East, but without the Parisian prices. In winter, its grand boulevards and quirky cafes take on a charming vibe. The city is also the gateway to Romania's ski resorts in the Carpathian Mountains, affordable, scenic, and rarely crowded. Hostels go for $10 a night, boutique hotels start around $35. A 3-course meal in a Romanian restaurant will set you back about $12. The must-see here is the Palace of Parliament, the heaviest building in the world. Entrance is under $10, and it's mind-blowingly huge. Bucharest's Old Town has lively nightlife too. Drinks are $2 to $3 each, making it a budget-friendly night out. If you're planning a longer stay, trains from Bucharest to Brașov, the base for Bran Castle, aka Dracula's Castle, are under $10, making for an affordable winter day trip. 6. Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Sarajevo is where east meets west, Ottoman bazaars on one street, Austro-Hungarian architecture on the next. In winter, it becomes a snowy wonderland surrounded by mountains, and believe it or not, Sarajevo hosted the 1984 Winter Olympics, so you can still ski the same slopes for budget prices. A night in a Sarajevo hostel costs around $10, while guest houses with breakfast run $25 to $30. Traditional meals like cevapi, grilled minced meat with flatbread, are about $4 to $5. Fewer crowds, cheap ski passes in Johorina, and cozy cafes serving strong Bosnian coffee. The old bazaar, Baskerzia, looks magical when covered in snow. Sarajevo is best explored on foot. Walking tours, often tip-based, give you a deep dive into the city's complex history, sometimes for as little as $5. 7. Belgrade, Serbia. Belgrade is an energetic winter destination, known for its nightlife and cafe culture. The city might not get the fairytale reputation of Prague, but it makes up for it with affordability and energy. Hostels? $8 to $10. Mid-range hotels? $30 to $40. Eating out is also a bargain. A Serbian meat platter with sides is usually under $10. Belgrade is especially lively in winter, with indoor markets, jazz clubs, and cozy riverside cafes. Kalemegdan Fortress offers sweeping views of the snowy city, and it's completely free. Clubs along the river charge little or no entry fee, and beers are often just $2 to $3. 8. Vilnius, Lithuania. Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, is often overlooked but shines in winter. Its old town is one of the largest in Europe and looks incredible under a blanket of snow. Food here is ridiculously cheap, potato pancakes or dumplings for $3 to $4, and full meals under $8. A hostel bed is around $10, hotels around $40. Public transport tickets cost less than $1. The city's Christmas tree is often voted one of Europe's best, and the markets serve hot wine and pastries for a few dollars. Many museums have free admission days in winter. Check ahead to plan your visits and save cash. 9. Tallinn, Estonia. Tallinn looks like a medieval storybook city in winter. Its cobblestone streets, spired churches, and pastel houses look even more magical when snow-dusted. Food is still affordable here. Expect $10 for a full meal in a sit-down restaurant, but cheaper street food options hover around $3 to $5. Accommodation is budget-friendly compared to Western Europe. Hostels at $12, hotels from $40. Tallinn's Christmas market is world-famous. You can grab hot mulled wine for $2, sample gingerbread cookies, and admire the towering Christmas tree in Town Hall Square. Skip taxis and explore on foot. You'll save money and stumble upon hidden courtyards and cozy cafes. 10. Riga, Latvia. Riga is the largest of the Baltic capitals, with an Art Nouveau district that looks straight out of a painting. Winter adds an extra touch of charm, especially with Christmas lights reflecting off the snow. Meals are super affordable, $6 to $7 for traditional Latvian pork dishes, $2 for snacks. Hostels go for around $9 to $10, and hotels hover near $35. Riga's Christmas market in Dome Square, plus ice skating rinks set up around the city. Many of Riga's attractions, like the Central Market, are free to enter, and it's one of Europe's biggest food markets, offering cheap eats. 11. Tbilisi, Georgia. Georgia is one of the most budget-friendly countries in Europe, and Tbilisi is a cultural gem. Winter makes it even better. Nearby ski resorts in Udairi offer passes for $15 to $20 per day. Food here is legendary. A cheese-filled bread boat called khachapuri is $2 to $3, while a sit-down feast with wine is under $10. Accommodation is cheap too, hostels at $7, hotels at $30. Winter perks include sulfur baths, perfect for warming up after exploring the city's winding streets. Georgian wine is cheap and world-class, often $3 to $5 a bottle at local shops. Perfect for budget travelers. 12. Yerevan, Armenia. Yerevan combines Soviet-era architecture with a backdrop of snowy Mount Ararat. In winter, it's calm, cozy, and incredibly affordable. Meals cost $5 to $6, accommodation is $20 to $30 for mid-range hotels, and hostels are even cheaper. Cafes filled with jazz music, hearty Armenian food like krovats, barbecue, and day trips to snowy monasteries. Public buses are less than 25 cents per ride. Combine that with cheap intercity marshrutkas, minibuses, and you can travel the whole country on a shoestring. 13. Istanbul, Turkey. Istanbul is magical in winter. Snow sometimes dusts the mosques, the crowds are fewer, and prices drop significantly compared to summer. Food is ridiculously affordable, kebabs for $3, full meals for $7 to $8. Hostels at $12, mid-range hotels for $30 to $40. Winter highlights include sipping Turkish tea while looking at the Bosphorus, exploring the Grand Bazaar without being crushed by tourists, and indulging in hammams for under $20. Get an Istanbul Cart transit card. It cuts fares to under 50 cents per ride, including ferries between Europe and Asia. 14. Marrakech, Morocco. If cold Europe isn't your vibe, Marrakech offers warm winter sun. Days are sunny and pleasant, nights are cool, and you'll avoid the scorching summer heat. Meals in Marrakech are cheap, tagines and couscous dishes for $4 to $5. Riad guest houses start at $25 a night. Street food like fresh orange juice? Just 40 cents. Exploring the souks, wandering the Medina, and sipping mint tea on rooftop terraces. Bargain hard in the souks. Prices can drop by 50% if you haggle politely. 15. Cairo, Egypt. Cairo in winter means comfortable temps and fewer tourists at the pyramids. You can ride a camel past the Sphinx without sweating buckets. Food is cheap. Koshari, Egypt's national dish, costs $1 to $2, while full restaurant meals are $6 to $8. Hostels are $10, hotels $25 to $40. Must do, the Pyramids of Giza, the Egyptian Museum, and sunset views over the Nile. Use Uber instead of haggling with taxis, it's safer and usually cheaper. 16. Amman, Jordan. Jordan is often seen as expensive because of Petra, but if you plan smart, Amman in winter can be surprisingly affordable. The cooler months are perfect for exploring, temperatures hover around 15 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit, making hikes and city walks pleasant. Food is cheap if you eat local. Falafel sandwiches cost less than $1, and a full plate of mansf, Jordan's national lamb and rice dish, is around $7. Hostels go for $12 to $15 a night, and budget hotels hover near $30. Strolling through Rainbow Street with a cup of cardamom coffee, visiting the Roman amphitheater without tourist crowds, and using Amman as a base to reach Petra and the Dead Sea. Petra tickets are pricey, $70 for one day, but in winter you'll get cooler weather and fewer tourists, making it feel more special. Budget hack, buy the Jordan Pass before arriving. It waives the $60 visa fee and includes Petra plus 40 other sites, saving serious money. 17. Goa, India. Goa is India's party paradise, and winter is peak season, but don't worry, it's still incredibly cheap by global standards. Temperatures sit around 27 degrees Celsius, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect for lounging on beaches, sipping coconuts, and hitting beach shacks. Street food like samosas or fish thalas costs $2, $3. Sit-down seafood dinners are $6, $8. Hostels are plentiful at $5, $8 a bed, and beach huts start around $15, $20 per night. Winter highlights include music festivals, yoga retreats, and Christmas/New Year parties on the beach. Unlike the icy European cities, Goa gives you palm trees and sunshine. Stick to local transport. Scooters can be rented for $5 a day, giving you total freedom to explore beaches without paying inflated taxi fares. 18. Jaipur, India. Known as the Pink City, Jaipur is part of India's Golden Triangle and absolutely shines in winter. The weather is cool enough to explore palaces and forts comfortably. Meals are insanely cheap, $1 to $2 for street food like kachori or chaat, $4 to $5 for sit-down meals. Hostels are $5 to $8, budget hotels are around $15 to $20. Must do, Amber Fort, Hawa Mahal, the Palace of Winds, and the bustling bazaars selling textiles and jewelry. Winter also coincides with the Jaipur Literature Festival, one of Asia's biggest cultural events, and entry is often free. Take a tuk-tuk for short trips, but always agree on the fare beforehand. Or better yet, use ride apps like Ola and Uber to avoid haggling. 19. Kathmandu, Nepal. Kathmandu is the gateway to the Himalayas, and winter is an underrated time to visit. While high-altitude treks can be snowy, lower trails are clear and less crowded. Plus, the skies are crisp and blue. A plate of momos, dumplings, is $1.50, while a curry and rice set is $3 to $4. Hostels run $6 to $8, hotels around $20. Winter highlights include exploring Durbar Square, Swayambunat, the Monkey Temple, and the bustling Tamil district. Trekking in the Annapurna region is popular in winter because it's dry season, just bring layers. Flights to Lukla, Everest Base Camp Gateway, are expensive, but you can save by taking buses to lower altitude starting points. It adds days but slashes costs. 20. Hanoi, Vietnam. Hanoi in winter is comfortably cool, hovering around 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, 59 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes wandering the Old Quarter an absolute joy. Street food is incredibly affordable. Pho bowls cost $2, banh mi sandwiches $1, and egg coffee is about $1.50. Hostels are $6 to $7, boutique hotels start at $20. Hon Kiem Lake lit up at night, the weekend night markets, and day trips to Ninh Binh or Ha Long Bay with fewer tourists. Cruises in Ha Long Bay often slash prices in the cooler months. Book your Ha Long Bay trip last minute in Hanoi. Agencies drop prices by 30 to 40% to fill boats. 21. Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. If you prefer buzzing energy, Ho Chi Minh City delivers. Winter is the dry season here, with sunshine and temperatures around 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Meals are still dirt cheap: com tam, broken rice with pork, for $2, Vietnamese iced coffee for $1. Hostels cost $5 to $7, and private rooms go for $20 to $25. Don't miss the War Remnants Museum, $2 entry, Ben Thanh Market for cheap eats, and rooftop cafes with skyline views. Use Grab, ride-hailing app. A 20-minute ride across town costs under $3 compared to inflated taxi rates. 22. Siem Reap, Cambodia. Siem Reap is home to Angkor Wat, and winter is the best time to explore it without sweating buckets. Meals? $2 to $3 for fried noodles, $1 draft beers on Pub Street. Hostels are $5 to $6, guest houses around $15 to $20. Sunrise at Angkor Wat, cycling around temple ruins, and strolling night markets. Entrance to Angkor is pricey at $37 for one day, but worth it, and cheaper multi-day passes help if you want to explore more. Rent a bicycle for $2 a day instead of tuk-tuks. It's cheaper and lets you explore temples at your own pace. 23. Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Phnom Penh is often overlooked, but it's a cheap winter escape. Sunny days, affordable food, and a mix of French colonial architecture and Khmer history. $2 street food, $4 to $5 in restaurants. Hostels around $6 to $8, hotels $20 to $25. Must do: the Royal Palace, $10 entry, the Killing Fields for sobering history, and riverfront walks. The $10 bus from Phnom Penh to Ho Chi Minh City is a bargain compared to flights. 24. Bangkok, Thailand. Bangkok is always buzzing, but in winter the weather is cooler and less humid. Street food is legendary: pad thai for $1.50, mango sticky rice for $2. Hostels cost $6 to $10, mid-range hotels $25 to $30. Chatuchak weekend market, rooftop bars, and boat rides on the Chao Phraya River. Use the BTS SkyTrain and river ferries. Fares are usually under $1. 25. Chiang Mai, Thailand. Chiang Mai is Thailand's cultural hub, and winter is the best time. Cool weather makes temple hopping easy. Meals are cheap: khao swan noodle soup for $2, smoothies for $1. Hostels are $6 to $8, hotels $20 to $25. Lantern festivals, Sunday walking street market, and elephant sanctuaries. Rent a scooter for $6 a day to explore mountain temples and villages outside the city. 26. Phuket, Thailand. Phuket is Thailand's big beach destination, and winter is dry season with perfect weather. Meals range from $2 street food to $6 sit down. Hostels are $8 to $10, budget hotels $25 to $30. Patong Beach nightlife, island hopping tours, and sunset viewpoints. Skip overpriced taxis, use the local blue buses, just $1 per ride. 27. Bali, Indonesia. Bali is famous for being budget-friendly even in high season. In winter, it's warm and tropical. Nasi goreng, fried rice, for $2, smoothie bowls for $3. Hostels from $7, villas with pools under $40. Ubud's rice terraces, beach clubs, and affordable surf lessons. Renting a scooter, $5 a day, is the cheapest way to explore. 28. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur is modern yet affordable. Winter is warm and rainy, but downpours are short. Meals in hawker centers cost $2 to $3, hostels $7 to $8, hotels $20 to $25. Must do, Petronas Towers, Batu Caves, and Jalan Alor Food Street. The Go Kuala Lumpur bus is free and covers the city center. 29. Penang, Malaysia. Penang is a foodie paradise, and winter is the perfect time, warm but less humid. Meals are insanely cheap, char kway teow noodles for $2, laksa for $2. Hostels from $6, hotels from $20. Street art in Georgetown, Kek Lok Si Temple, and Penang Hill views. Skip taxis, use Grab or hop on local buses for 50 cents. 30. Manila, Philippines. Manila is chaotic but cheap, and winter is the dry season. Jollibee combos for $2, street barbecue skewers for 50 cents. Hostels $7 to $8, budget hotels $20 to $25. Must do, Intramuros Old Town, Rizal Park, and hopping flights to nearby islands. Domestic flights on Cebu Pacific and Air Asia are dirt cheap, sometimes $20 one way to islands. 31. Cusco, Peru. Cusco is the gateway to Machu Picchu, but don't write it off as too expensive. In winter, June to August for Peru, but remember in the Northern Hemisphere's winter, it's their summer. The city is vibrant yet surprisingly budget-friendly. Street food is dirt cheap, empanadas for $1, quinoa soup for $2, and a full menu del dia, soup, main, drink, for $3 to $4. Hostels run $6 to $8, while cozy guest houses with Andean vibes start around $20. Exploring San Pedro Market, the Inca ruins of Sacsayhuaman, and wandering the colorful alleys lined with colonial architecture. Even if Machu Picchu is pricey, alternatives like Payac and Ollantaytambo ruins cost only a few dollars. Take the Colectivo, shared van, from Cusco to Ollantaytambo for under $5, then hop the cheaper local train to Aguas Calientes instead of the pricey tourist train. 32. Arequipa, Peru. Known as the White City because of its volcanic stone buildings, Arequipa is both stunning and affordable. Meals? $2 to $3 at local eateries, $6 to $8 at sit-down restaurants. Hostels start at $7, hotels around $20 to $25. The Santa Catalina Monastery, $12, Mirador de Yanawara with its volcano views, and the jaw-dropping Calca Canyon, twice as deep as the Grand Canyon, where tours start at $15. Book Calca Canyon treks in town instead of online, they're often half the price. 33. La Paz, Bolivia. La Paz is one of South America's most budget-friendly capitals. Imagine riding cable cars across the city for less than $1 while snow-capped peaks tower in the distance. Meals are insanely cheap, almuerzo set menus for $2 to $3, saltinas, stuffed pastries, for 50 cents. Hostels? $5 to $6. Private hotel rooms start at $15 to $20. Valle de la Luna, Moon Valley, the Witches Market, and the world's highest urban cable car system. Winter skies are clear, making mountain backdrops pop even more. Skip taxis, take the Mi Teleferico cable car system. It's faster, safer, and 50 cents a ride. 34. Sucre, Bolivia. Bolivia's constitutional capital, Sucre, is an underrated gem. With whitewashed colonial buildings, it feels like a Spanish town dropped in the Andes. Food is absurdly cheap, almuerzo menus for $2, juices for $1. Hostels start at $5, hotels around $15. Highlights include the dinosaur tracks at Calorco, wandering Plaza 25 de Mayo, and visiting cheap Spanish schools if you want to learn the language. Many museums are free or just $1 to $2 entry fee, making Sucre one of the best places for slow travel on a tight budget. 35. Quito, Ecuador. Quito sits high in the Andes at nearly 3,000 meters, so winter temperatures stay mild and fresh. A full almuerzo menu is $2 to $3, coffee $1, and street empanadas 50 cents. Hostels average $7 to $8, hotels $20 to $25. Must do, climbing El Panecillo for city views, exploring the UNESCO-listed Old Town, and taking a 25-cent bus to the middle of the World Monument at the equator. Take the Teleferico cable car up Pichincha volcano in the morning. It's cheaper and clearer before afternoon clouds roll in. 36. Medellin, Colombia. Once infamous, Medellin is now one of the coolest cities in South America, and still affordable. Winter, December to February, is dry season, with warm days around 25 degrees Celsius, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Bandeja paisa, hearty platter, for $5, street arepas for $1. Hostels $8 to $10, hotels $25 to $30. The Camina 13 street art tours, often free or tip-based, riding the city's metro cable cars, and visiting coffee farms nearby. Buy a Metro card. Unlimited cable cars and metro rides are just $1 per trip, and they connect you to neighborhoods high up in the mountains. 37. Cartagena, Colombia. Cartagena's colorful colonial streets and Caribbean vibe make it a dreamy winter escape. Street arepas and empanadas for $1 to $2, full meals $6 to $8. Hostels in the Old Town run $10 to $12, budget hotels $30. The walled city's plazas, the Castillo San Felipe Fortress, and the nearby Rosario Islands. Winter is peak season, but if you stay in Getsemani instead of the tourist-heavy Old Town, you'll pay far less. Skip taxis, use the local bus ADAs or ride apps like InDriver, which are far cheaper. 38. Antigua, Guatemala. Antigua is a colonial gem surrounded by volcanoes. Winter is dry season, perfect for hiking and strolling cobblestone streets. Street food for $2 to $3, restaurant plates $6 to $8. Hostels $8, hotels $25 to $30. Hiking Pacaya volcano, exploring the ruins of old churches, and visiting coffee farms. Join group hikes to volcanoes instead of private tours, often $15 versus $60. 39. Lake Atitlan, Guatemala. One of the most beautiful lakes in the world, ringed by volcanoes and small Mayan villages. Meals are $3 to $5, hostels from $7, hotels $20. Boats between villages cost $1 to $2. Kayaking, hiking Indian Nose at sunrise, and visiting artisan markets. Stay in towns like San Pedro or Santa Cruz instead of touristy Panajachel for cheaper food and lodging. 40. Granada, Nicaragua. Granada is a colonial city filled with colorful houses, cathedrals, and a laid-back vibe. Meals? $2 to $3 for gallo pinto, rice and beans, $5 to $6 for restaurant meals. Hostels $6 to $7, hotels $20. Boat tours on Lake Nicaragua, exploring Mombacho volcano, and strolling pastel-colored streets. Nicaragua is still off the tourist radar, so prices are lower than in Costa Rica, especially for tours and activities. 41. León, Nicaragua. Less polished than Granada but more authentic, León is Nicaragua's cultural hub. Meals are cheap, $2 to $3, hostels $6, hotels $15 to $20. Climbing the white rooftop of León Cathedral, volcano boarding down Cerro Negro, and a buzzing student nightlife scene. Tours for volcano boarding are as low as $20 if booked directly with local operators instead of online. 42. San Salvador, El Salvador. San Salvador is underrated and very budget-friendly. Meals? Pupusas, stuffed tortillas, for 50 cents each. Full meals $4 to $5. Hostels $7, hotels $20. The National Palace, hiking volcanoes, and surfing beaches are just 40 minutes away. Take the $1 public buses instead of taxis, they're safe during the day and dirt cheap. 43. Panama City, Panama. Panama City looks modern, but you can do it cheap. Meals? $3 to $4 for local fondas, $6 to $8 at restaurants. Hostels $10, hotels $25. Casco Viejo. Old Town, the Panama Canal, and cheap island trips to Tobago. The metro is only 35 cents a ride, skip taxis. 44. Havana, Cuba. Havana is stuck in time with vintage cars and colonial streets. Meals cost about $3 to $5 at Paladares, family-run restaurants. Street pizzas for $1. Hostels $10 to $12, Casas Particulares, local homestays, $20. The Malecón Seaside Promenade, salsa clubs, and classic car rides. Bring cash, cards don't work, and ATMs charge high fees. Exchange in euros instead of dollars for better rates. 45. Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. The capital is cheaper than beach resorts like Punta Cana. Meals $4 to 6, hostels $12, hotels $25. Colonial zone, seaside walks, and cheap day trips to beaches. Use guaguas, local minibuses, instead of taxis. Rides are 50 cents. 46. San Juan, Puerto Rico. Though pricier than others, San Juan can still be done on a budget if you plan smart. Meals $6 to 8, hostels $20, budget hotels $40. Old San Juan's pastel streets, El Morro Fortress, and free beaches. Shop at bakeries for cheap pastries and sandwiches, $2 to 3, instead of restaurants. 47. Kingston, Jamaica. Skip pricey resorts. Kingston offers culture and budget-friendly vibes. Meals $4 to 5 for jerk chicken, hostels $12, hotels $25 to 30. Bob Marley Museum, Devon House ice cream, and local reggae clubs. Use route taxis, shared, instead of private cabs, they're $1 to 2. 48. San Jose, Costa Rica. Costa Rica isn't known as cheap, but San Jose is the most affordable hub. Meals $4 to 6 in sodas, local diners, hostels $10, hotels $25. National Theater, Central Market, and day trips to nearby volcanoes. Use public buses for day trips, $2 to 3 versus $40 tours. 49. Bocas del Toro, Panama. A Caribbean archipelago with turquoise water and laid-back vibes. Meals $4 to 6, hostels $12, hotels $25 to 30. Snorkeling, island hopping, and reggae nightlife. Stay on Isla Bastimentos for cheaper accommodation than on Isla Colón. 50. Roatán, Honduras. A diver's paradise in the Caribbean, and far cheaper than Belize. Meals $5 to 7, hostels $12, hotels $30. World-class diving, white sand beaches, and relaxed island vibes. Book dive packages locally, they're far cheaper than online deals. And there you have it, 50 of the cheapest winter destinations in the world. From snowy European fairy tales to tropical beaches, there's something here for every kind of traveler. The best part? You don't need a fat wallet to make it happen. So, which destination are you adding to your bucket list? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear where you're headed this winter. And if you found this guide helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow travelers. Safe travels!